Hello everybody, welcome back to WorldComEdy's Ezistoryhaus series. My name is Brian Stuart. We're looking at a group storytelling project, a collaborative storytelling project in which each student or each child takes part of a story of 25 different world-famous stories in English literature, and they read these stories either from the book or from memory. So this is a very good project for kids to learn vocabulary and to practice vocabulary and the expressions, common expressions in which these vocabulary appear. Also, these stories, each one of them is an old story, like you could say folk tales, and they come from different languages, of course. They're all translated into English. Most English kids learn these stories when they're growing up. And of course, kids all over the world in many different languages and cultures learn them as well. This story here that we're taking a look at is from the Grimm brothers. You've probably heard of them. They're very famous for collecting folk tales, especially German folk tales. And many movies and other books have been written about the stories that the Grimm brothers have taken. Now, this story is interesting. It's called The Wonderful Musician. And each one of these stories has a moral or a lesson, a life lesson to it. Now, this one is a little bit complicated and it can get pretty deep. Okay, this is a story about a musician who's going through the woods and he gets bored and he plays his fiddle or his violin to attract a companion. And he attracts 3 different animals before he decides that he doesn't want each one of the animals, right? He finally waits until he attracts another person, a human being. So what is the moral of the story? Well, the animals could represent different feelings that we have when we get bored or we're not sure what to do. For example, like the wolf might represent greed, the fox might represent cunning or trickery, and the hare or the rabbit might represent fear. And the musician overcomes all of these emotions. And how does he do that? By attracting another human being who represents the rational side of our subconscious. Like I said, it can be a very deep moral lesson to the story. But anyway, let's see what happens. Okay, the story is much simpler than that, and we can just read the story as well and just enjoy it as it is. So let's take a look.
Page 2. This is the story of a wonderful musician. The musician lives in the forest. He likes to think and think. Page 11. The musician takes his fiddle from his back. He plays the fiddle and the music sounds through the trees. A little hare is springing towards him. The musician says, here comes the hare, but I don't want him. Page 13. They arrive at an open space in the forest. There is a tree in the open space. The musician ties a long string around the hare's neck. He ties the another end to the tree. Page 15. The wolf pushes and pulls the stone. He pulls his feet out of the hole. He is now free. He is angry and runs after the musician. The fox sees him and says, "Brother Wolf, help me please." Page 17. The musician is playing his fiddle. A poor woodcutter listens to the music. He calls up to the musician. The musician says, "Here is my friend."
Page 2. This is the story of a wonderful musician. The musician lives in the forest. He likes to sing and sing. Page 3. One day, he said, I'm going to find a good friend for myself. He takes his fiddle from his back. He plays the fiddle and music sounds through the trees. An wolf comes through the bushes. The musician says, here comes the wolf. But I don't want him. Page 10. The fox cannot move. The musician says, stay here until I come back. The musician leaves the fox. He is walking through the forest. He is thinking and thinking. He says, I am going to find another friend. Page 11. The musician takes his fiddle from his back. He plays the fiddle and music sounds through the trees. A little hare is springing towards him. The musician says, here comes the hare, but I don't want him. Page 18. The wolf, fox, and hare find the musician. They rush at the musician, but the woodcutter before the musician. The wolf, fox, and hare are afraid. They run back into the forest. The musician never sees them again. Page 19. The musician is grateful to the woodcutter. He plays one last beautiful song for woodcutter. The musician leaves the woodcutter. The musician goes back to the forest.